600 jobs cut at JBS. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because we're going to look at this article from the ABC discussing 600 jobs cut at meat processor JBS. Now, it's kind of sad news. More jobs are lost, particularly in the fantastic meat industry. Can you tell I'm a carnivore? So, JobKeeper blamed as Australia's biggest meat processor JBS shed 600 jobs. Now, why is JobKeeper to blame? Why is JobKeeper to blame? I'd say maybe a lot of other issues are to blame. Maybe transportation issues. Maybe the fact that the entire economy has been locked down and demand from restaurants has disappeared. So it's not JobKeeper. It's not JobKeeper. Maybe they're just not getting the handouts that a lot of other zombie businesses are going. Sadly, guys, this is what happens in a recession. People lose jobs. People lose jobs. Australia's biggest meat processor will shed 600 jobs as it moves to scale back operations at its Dinmore plant in Ipswich. Wait, so not even... Yeah. I wonder how much of their meat is going down to Vic. I'm sure some of it would. In a statement, JBS cited a range of issues including COVID-19, the extended drought conditions, and a severe livestock supply shortage. So that's interesting. A severe livestock supply shortage. There's been a lot of talk about impending food shortages. You've got the drought, you've got the bushfires, now you've got the economic shutdown. I'm glad I've stocked up on my beef, to be honest. We just bought an entire beast. Instead of half, I told Rachel just buy a full one. The company had also been heavily critical of the federal government's JobKeeper program, which it claimed had created inequality in the meat processing sector and contributed to today's decision, as well as several shutdowns in recent weeks. So, okay, now I understand why they're critical of it. Because it's right, it's unfair. It gives an unfair advantage to certain businesses that get the free money compared to those that don't. I've been saying this before. People that, if a competitor gets the money, you need to take it as well. You need to take it as well, because otherwise they have an unfair advantage. There are businesses out there that don't even need the JobKeeper, but have to take it essentially, or else they'll be disadvantaged because the government is picking winners and losers. It's government intervention. Damn. Under JobKeeper eligibility criteria, companies with more than $1 billion in revenue must show a 50% drop in turnover, while companies earning less than that amount are required to demonstrate a 30% fall in income. That's how it works, guys. It's all this socialist policy. It's all this greed, all this jealousy. And liberal, well, I mean, come on. Is there much difference? JBS said the action to scale back operations would allow it to preserve 1,150 full-time jobs at Dinmore and protect the long-term future of our Dinmore facility and other Queensland beef processing operations. So, I mean, this is going to be a hit to Ipswich, guys. This is 600 jobs out at the switch. That's going to be a big dent in that economy. Ipswich isn't doing particularly well. A lot of the cities around Brisbane, they've been rocked by all these local council corruption, all through the media. And I remember I was talking to a broker in Ipswich, a mortgage broker who was looking at going out there, and they're trying to sell him a franchise, but he didn't see much future out there. Silent nights. Australasian Meat Industry Employers Union Queensland Branch Secretary Matt Jono said the night shift will be stood down indefinitely from September 21. He said JobKeeper had allowed smaller processors to pay more for cattle and keep their shifts. Unfortunately, it's a perfect storm, he said. But the playing field has been tilted to those plants receiving JobKeeper. Some large meat processors using third-party labour hire companies have been receiving JobKeeper and passing those savers onto their host. Well, this is what happens, everyone. This is intervention in the market. The government is picking winners and losers. Whenever they do this, it all sounds good, but there are unintended consequences. The general public needs to become more aware of the potential for unintended consequences of the government's good interventions. It always happens. It always happens. They can model all these things, or they don't even bother. It always happens. That's why I'd advocate for stepping back. Allowing competition, allowing the market to self-correct. Then you wouldn't have all these unnatural bubbles. All these, we're now a property-dependent nation in many ways. But there has to be political will for that, and there has to be public understanding. And sadly, I can't see that happening. Hopefully that will be one of the benefits that comes out of this. What do you think? Am I being naive again? Am I going grey? Distortion and devastation. The federal member for Blair, Shane Newman, said the job losses would be catastrophic for the Ipswich economy and for the families involved. It's one of the worst days we've had for years, he said. JBS is our largest private employer. Oh, damn. Ipswich isn't that far away from me, guys. It's just that way. I can get there really quick. Usually when I'm heading out to Toowoomba or going out west, you'll drive through Ipswich. I shouldn't tease it too much. We worked on a project there, a police station built into the train station. That's the last job I worked on at Ipswich. My first job in life was work at Dinmore as a cleaner. My uncle worked there, my cousins worked there, and my father worked there. I'm just devastated for these people. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough out there. I feel sorry for him. Mr. Newman also blamed the federal government's JobKeeper program for the job losses. The government is effectively providing JobKeeper to labour hire companies who are producing labour at a cheaper rate into other meat processing plants, he said. So those processing plants can bid higher for cattle. This is a distortion of competition. It's driving up prices. They're outbidding JBS. Well, he knows. He understands. But that's the thing. You've got the government intervening in other sectors that people are quite happy to. You need to start pulling it back everywhere. We need to really reduce the extent of interventions that the government can do. Do you think there'll be a will for that? Who's arguing for it? Things like this, job losses. They take my jobs. Hopefully it'll wake up more people begin to understand the dangers of the government intervening. Hopefully. The margins are already compressed in the industry, and the market imbalance has resulted in a poor outcome for these JBS employees. I throw this at the feet of the federal government. They should do the right thing. Well, what is the right thing? Should they pull back JobKeeper? Should they not allow labour hire firms to use JobKeeper? I thought Meatworks was an essential industry. See, it's interesting. It's interesting how they title it. So let's see the key points. Australia's largest meat processor, JBS, will shed 600 jobs in what the union describes as a perfect storm. The company is facing multiple challenges, but says the federal government's JobKeeper program has created market inequality. Notice that. Government intervention is creating inequalities in the market. The federal member for Blair says the JobKeeper program is distorting competition and that the cuts will hit the area hard. He's right. 600 people in Ipswich. That's a big number, guys. That's a big number. You know what? Let's bring up Google, just so I'll show everyone where Ipswich is. For those of you that aren't familiar, it's very close to Brisbane. It's like 20 minutes away, give or take, if you get a good run. So we'll go. They're the islands. So we have. Let me turn on places. Come on. So you got Brisbane here. And we've got Ipswich down here. Am I right? Have I got it right? Let's see if I need to turn it on. Ipswich, Queensland. Nope. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so yeah, okay. A little bit off. Feels close. It is very close. Because normally you know, you go to Toowoomba. So I'd be driving through there out to here if I'm visiting Toowoomba or seeing family out west. So, I mean, there you have it, guys. There's Ipswich. 600 jobs. It's going to be a hit to that economy. Let's look at this, see if we can find the Dinmore. Could this be it? Let's have a look here. Oh, it's industrial area. Oh, well. There we have it, guys. 600 jobs hit. And that's going to affect this community. It's really close to Brisbane. It's really close. There'll be people will be commuting from over here going to Ipswich. We were looking at buying at Ipswich at one stage. We were looking at buying out there because it's so close to the city. It's so close to the city. What do you think, everyone? Do you think people will realize that this is one of the unintended consequences of the government picking winners and losers and the government supporting some businesses over others? As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there's a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, and I'll see you next time.